Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. We're going to have a fun show today. Video today is going to be, it's going to be harsh. I get often at times accused of being too harsh. I know. Listen, if you're here and you don't like the harshness, you won't be able to last long because it's just the way I am. I have this like BS detector and it goes off at regular intervals when I read the mainstream media, and I just can't help but call it out when I see it. I'm sorry if that offends people, but today I think we're going to go down that road. So I saw an article posted by the Wall Street Journal, and I can only click on like one of their articles per month because they have a subscription thing and they keep track of your IP address. And so Drudge Report or whatever news aggregator out there will post links, and sometimes from the Wall Street Journal. And many times I can only read the headline and like the first two lines of the article. Otherwise, they make you subscribe to the paper in order to read the rest. And I'm just not going to do it. I don't care what it says. It doesn't matter, really. And so if it makes me do that, I just back out. Well, today was my day where I could, it renewed it, every 30 days, it, cycles that IP address to let you read another article in hopes of perhaps separating you from your hard-earned dollars to read their liberal drivel. So, because today was the day, I was on Drudge and I saw an article and I just couldn't help myself. I read it and I said, this will be a good video to share with my audience. And see how many toes I can step on today. So let's go ahead and read the article. We're going to talk about a fake homesteader here. So let's see how this goes. From the Wall Street Journal, it says, a fierce workout routine comes from a day on her farm. She ditched her CrossFit membership after discovering what it takes to flip bales of hay, lug buckets of gravel, and more. Ooh, and more. The article starts off this way by Jen Murphy. It's the author at the Wall Street Journal, the prestigious Wall Street Journal. You don't need kettlebells and a weighted sled when your daily chores include flipping bales of hay and mucking manure. After Miyoko Schinner, launched what is now called Miyoko's Creamery, a Petaluma, California-based vegan cheese and butter business. In 2014, she moved to a 17-acre farm in Marin County, and quickly realized she no longer needed her $200 monthly CrossFit membership, $200 a month, to go work out in a gym. Farm duties are true functional fitness, she says. And see, folks, this is absolutely true. I totally get it. When we first moved, you can look at our past videos and you can see like when we first moved to the homestead, me and Jamie were in great shape. We had lost a lot of weight. We were in great shape. Some of the videos, I can't believe how great a shape we were. And then after we got a lot of our infrastructure built, a lot of that, Jamie was hauling in water. I was out there moving rocks and cutting wood all the time, and we were out there working and sweating really hard. And, after things started to settle down, it was about maintenance, and a lot of the infrastructure was built, and we just kind of glided out of survival mode because we built on a homestead on something that was nothing. There was bare land here, raw land. And so we got in great shape and we felt great, but we started getting the weight back after that ended. And then, Jamie eventually started doing numerous diet things and eventually the OMAD thing, which she did up until she got the time of her diagnosis. And she about reached her goal, and I have reached my goal. But anyway, I totally get it. This makes perfect sense because when you move on a homestead, folks, and if you are really working that homestead, really working it, you can, and you're out there all the time, you can stay in shape. You can definitely stay in shape. So let's continue the article. It says, originally from Japan, Miss Schinner, age 62, got into competitive bodybuilding in her 20s. It's definitely not something the average Japanese woman does, she says, but I'd returned home after attending college in the United States where it was all the rage. When she turned 50, her fitness enthusiast husband, Michael Schinner, got them both CrossFit memberships. With their 3 grown children out of the house, they had time to train for CrossFit competitions. But Mrs. Schinner also began to suffer injuries, including a herniated disc. I realize fitness isn't about how well I perform at CrossFit, she says. It's about longevity. I want to be working on the farm when I'm 80. Article continues. She says many of her farm duties are similar to CrossFit exercises. At the gym, she would perform a lift called the clean, which involves the clean. Today we're going to do the clean, which involves taking a shoulder-width grip on a barbell while in a squat position and using your legs to drive the bar from the ground upward to a chest height. Now she mimics the motion to help her husband lift a 200-pound composter over a fence. With many gyms closed due to the coronavirus, Miss Schinner has been inviting CrossFit friends to volunteer on the farm. One CrossFitter helped clean horse stalls and afterwards said it was harder than any gym workout, she said. When you're shoveling manure, you can't be a slouch. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah, you can't be a slouch when you're out there shoveling manure, moving rocks, moving bales of hay, even out there just working in the garden and picking weeds and stuff like that. I mean, it's hard work. The workout, it says Miss Schinner. Why Miss Schinner? I thought she's married. That must be a California thing. Rises between 5:30 and 6 a.m. and takes her dogs for a run along a steep trail behind her house. Most people walk up the hill and are out of breath, she says. She mixes up the routine by running uphill backwards or doing lunges uphill. Some days she hikes the hill while carrying 20-pound dumbbells. Mrs. Schinner performs farm duties up to 4 hours a day. A cow produces around 50 pounds of manure daily. Just balancing 15 pounds of manure on a pitchfork is a challenge, she says. She fills a wheelbarrow up with about 100 pounds of manure and pushes it to the compost pile. Sometimes I take a hilly loop for an extra workout. She says she also does a real farmer's carry, where she lugs 2 buckets of gravel over rough terrain trying to maintain an upright posture. Now, where am I going with this, folks? Where am I going? So, everything so far sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. Let's keep going. Her husband built a Tough Mudder inspired course on the farm that includes monkey bars, parallel bars, and 15-foot and 20-foot rope climbs. I joke not when I say I might fall in. I joke not? Who wrote this? I joke not? It's like Yoda is speaking. I joke not when I say I might fall into a ditch on the farm and have to climb up a rope to get out, she says. I joke not. She's like into studying, 15th century English. She does a circuit where she runs a quarter mile, climbs a rope twice, and goes back and forth on the monkey bars, performs pull-ups, and walks the parallel bars on her arms. She'll do 5 rounds. Here's some pictures. It says farm work like flipping bales or hay doubles is a workout for Miss Schinner. Now this is what gets me. This is what sent me into a little bit of a tizzy here. I said, okay, it talks about the diet. Philosophy, vegan, and intermittent fasting. Okay, I do intermittent fasting, OMAD, 1 meal a day. I get it. I love it. Vegan, not so much. Not really into that. Rituals, morning coffee and a nightly glass of Pinot Noir. That sounds perfect to me. I totally get it. I love my coffee in the morning, no milk, no sugar. As always, no milk, no sugar involved, and nightly glass of Pinot Noir. I'll take a Cab Sav, whatever. I don't drink it nightly, but I get it. I would love to drink it nightly. I can't afford that. It's expensive to drink a glass of wine nightly. If she could only eat one food, I love plain food, she says. I'd be very happy just eating lentils. Okay, that's where I went off course. That right there. I like lentils. But, yeah, okay. Faux, I never knew how to pronounce that word. Is it faux or fox? Meat fix. The other night, I made buttermilk fried chicken from wheat, soy, and pea protein. Fake news. From wheat, soy, and pea protein. And so you're like, wait a minute, vegan? So at this point in the article, I'm like, vegan? Vegan? She's petting a pig. And then I read below here, it says, Miss Schinner tends to a pig, one of 80 rescue animals that live on her farm. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh. 80 rescue animals that live on her farm. See, this is why I know she can enjoy the nightly glass of Pinot Noir, because She is obviously super filthy, stinking rich. And she is petting a pig that's a rescue animal. I mean, I don't eat pork, okay? It's pretty well known in this channel. I don't eat pork. But that's a lot of food right there. If you were a pork eater, I mean, it's a lot of meat. I wouldn't say it's food. It's a lot of meat. 80 rescue animals? And I think I see chickens somewhere in this article. Yeah, scroll backwards. Look, she's lifting the bale of hay. There's chickens. If she's vegan and she makes milk, vegan butter, and vegan cheese, from what? Is she growing the things that make the vegan butter and vegan cheese? And she's not using the eggs because she's vegan. Vegans don't eat eggs. Are the chickens rescued? This is, folks, here's the deal. Bottom line, this woman is going to starve to death. When the collapse happens, she does not have a farm. She doesn't have a farm. She will begin to, all of a sudden, vegan will be like, I'm not vegan anymore. Not vegan. Vegan, not vegan. That's the way it's going to be. This is a fake homesteader. This is not a real homesteader. You cannot, I get people like this who come to me and they get really angry. You know, because I make these claims. Zach, I am too a homesteader. I have a homestead. I have 50 acres and I have animals, but I don't eat them. I don't choose to eat them. They're just my pets. No homestead for you. No homestead for you. You're not a homesteader. The homestead is about self-reliance, sustainability, you know, and no one can be 100% sustainable. They can't. They just can't. But you get to a point where, I mean, even the pioneers in the days of old went to the general store and traded for things like sugar and salt and maybe flour or yeast or some of the things that they couldn't make or produce on their homestead themselves. They traded some of their groceries or some of the things they grew for other groceries they needed. But you produce nothing. It's a cheese and butter farm that's vegan, meaning you have to grow some kind of pea proteins or some kind of thing. Because people don't realize that these vegan cheeses and butters, they're highly, highly, highly processed foods. Highly processed foods. Look at the ingredients list on many of them. You can't pronounce half of it because they're highly processed foods. Butter is butter. And if it's vegan butter, it's not butter. If it's vegan cheese, it's not cheese. Cheese is cheese. It comes from the milk of an animal. Fake homesteader. I mean, so she had me up. I'm like, exercise, yes, awesome. Pinot, coffee, whatever. This is all sounding great. It was all sounding great until the lentils. I mean, I like lentils, I do. But I like, a lentil soup with, some beef or lamb in it. Chicken, maybe. Oh, my goodness, it just hurts. Oh. Essential gear. I often find myself having to chase a goose across the field, and I'm way faster on my Vibram 5 fingers than my farm boots. Miss Schinner says she now owns 5 pairs retail, $120 a pair. It's like, I guess that's those feet shoe things with like the individual toes cut out. I mean, the Vibram 5 fingers. I mean, come on, guys. You guys who live on a homestead. I mean, real homesteaders. You know you're out there. Are you wearing these things? Are you wearing these things when you're out there mucking your animals, shoveling the manure? Please tell me you're not. Please tell me you're not wearing these things. You're lucky I'm not the one who issues and revokes homesteading cards, because I'd be like pulling some cards. Okay, I often find myself having to chase a goose. For what? What could you possibly be chasing the goose for? You're not going to eat him. Why chase the goose? I mean, it doesn't say why she chases it. She says, I often find myself having to chase a goose. Is that part of the workout? Because otherwise, there's no reason whatsoever to chase the goose. You can run without chasing the goose. Poor goose. He's just she's going to eat me one of these days. See, the goose is one day, she's like, she's not going to eat me. She's a vegan. And then one day when the collapse happens, she's going to go out and she's really going to chase the goose. And then the goose is going to be under this false sense of security, this false blanket of it's okay. She's a vegan. And then that's when off with its head. Here she is jumping on an old tractor tire. I don't know why she would want a tractor. I mean, maybe she's growing her ingredients for her vegan butter and cheese. It says the playlist, I'm learning Italian. So I listen to Italian podcasts when I work out, she says. I prefer silence when I run. That's when I get my big ideas and do my deep thinking. Yes, about, lentils and vegan butter and cheese. Deep thinking. If you don't have access to the gym, you can revert to your childhood days on the playground, equipment like monkey bars. So the rest of this article goes into basically just the different things she does to stay in shape, blah, blah, blah. I just could not get over what I was seeing here, folks. And fake homesteaders. See, we can have fake homesteaders today because we have the conveniences of supermarkets and produce centers and farmers markets. And when you go to your local grocer, you live, let's just pick a state, Missouri, okay? You live in Missouri and you're a vegan. The only way you haven't starved to death today is because of the modern convenience of grocery stores. Unless you live in a tropical, subtropical area of the world, you can't get food year-round that's been grown there. You go to the store today, if you're in Missouri and you're a vegan, and you go to the store and you pick up a tomato and it says Brazil on it. Brazil. In January. There's a big awakening coming, folks. A big awakening. And it's going to be painful for a lot of people. Really painful. Oh my goodness. Leave a comment below. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me if I have stepped on your toes. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm nuts. Most vegans are not vegetarians. They're grainitarians. They eat tons of grain. And that's just, like lentils, whatever. Is lentils a grain? I'm sure it's a grain, right? Not a grain. It's a legume. Legumes. They're legumes. Legumes? Legumes? It's harsh. It's harsh. Okay. Tell me how wrong I am. Leave a comment below. Yes, please leave a comment below. And you can be ruthless. It's okay. I'm ruthless. Feel free to be ruthless back. I totally won't get offended. I hope you don't get offended. And make sure you hit the like button. Even if you don't like this video, hit that thumbs down. Give me what for. I'm totally okay with it. All right, guys. Homestead, homeschool while it's still legal. Homestead and homeschool while it's still legal shirts are in the description below. Check those out and get them from teespring.com. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead. All right, guys. See you next time on American Homestead. Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.